So pretty much like how I became like a really bad self-mutilator and cutter is because of the reasons why I cut. It's people have different reasons why they cut. Some is done out of rage when you see these harsh, long cuts that are deep, and then you have orchestrated cuts where they're really thin and they orchestrated like tic tac toe.
Mm.
They both come from depression, but they come for different reasons. Many of the cuts that I have come from deaths. These are deaths that I wanted to revenge, meaning that there was sudden deaths where some of my homeboys I've lost, and after I lose them, my first instinct is a gangbanger's mentality is to go out and kill. You take one of mine, I gotta take one of yours. I have to. And once I started fighting this war in my head about whether I was gonna go to heaven or not from doing all these harsh things and these heinous acts, I started to realize that I can't go out there and kill and hurt people. So I started to cut.
So I think that's the irony to the story too. No one would think that with all the judgments we place on gangbangers that you have this conscience of actually harming other people. Where does God come into your story?
I mean, I've always heard about God. I always believed in him, but I also know that people that believe in God also take lives if they have to. And I thought it was all about justice. I thought it was if you justified it, it was okay
To kill?
to kill. That's what I've always been taught. It's if my sister was raped, why can't I kill that person? If my little brother was shot for no reason, why can't I shoot that person? I don't. If someone to this day can explain to me why that's not to be, then I probably have an easier life. I wouldn't be so conflicted amongst myself, but I am to this day because I don't understand why. All I know is that it's a small percentage of people that do killings that do hurt people like I have, but they pass judgment on me for the way I was brought up, and I don't understand that. So I try to conform to the normal way. The normal way is to go to the police, is to go turn the other cheek, is to let God take his natural order. But I still was conflicted with that. So the more deaths that came up, the more I cut. Now the biggest difference I seen was when I was in the streets as a regular person, I didn't encounter this many deaths. When you're gang banging, the gang loses a lot more people than the average person. So I was losing about a good 20 to 25 homeboys a year.
And that never said to you, let me get out of this lifestyle and go
It makes you
another
more
route.
angry.
Makes you
If
angry.
if it fuels your rage, I hate it more. I hate it more. You love more, you hate more. Because you're taking it much more. My homeboys who got like 2 or 3 kids, after he's gone, what do I say? My kids used to play with his kids. Like, what am I supposed to say to my kids now? That your uncle's gone? At birthdays, they not there no more. What am I supposed to say? I'm supposed to tattoo him on my arm and say it's all good. God is going to take care of it. It doesn't work that way, because the same hate that I have, even though his son or daughter never pulled the trigger, they want me to pull the trigger. They want me to go out there and avenge it, and that's what these little kids don't understand. Once no one told me that when I became a part of something like this, that this much energy and rage and hate will overcome me. They didn't tell me that this much love is hard to contain. No one told me that. No one told me that I would you would think that it's no greater love than your first love, or falling in love with a woman, or loving your mother or your grandmother. But that's wrong. That's wrong. Once you know someone to kill, die for you, go get life in prison for you, it's a different kind of love.
And you never felt that at home?
Never felt that at home. I experienced that in gangs. So it doesn't matter what anyone does to me. It can't take me away from it.
Jason, how would you describe all the years of suffering, all the years of self-mutilating, all the years of abuse, how would you describe your life in one sentence?
Hell, but I'm a good person.
That your life has been hell?
Yeah, my life has been hell, but I'm a good person.
Has anyone ever told you that you were a good person?
Everyone says I'm a good person, except for unless you was on the other end of the if you was a foe of mine, that's about it. Even dudes I have problems with. After we patch up things, or now that we are older, and we talk about certain things, I look to them. I'm a decent dude. I consider them to be decent dudes. It's just at that time we had misplaced anger and we did not know how to place it. And we had no adult figure in our lives to tell us how to place it. All we had was a whole bunch of idiots that told us that this is how you conduct yourself as men. But the furthest thing from my mind that I would have thought that they were teaching us how to be cowards.
In my view, I would say in one sentence, your life has been traumatized. And I think some people who are listening to your story now can totally relate to not only the part of the violent upbringing or the domestic violence in the household or possibly even the gang membership, but they understand how being hurt by people that you expect to love you turns into something very ugly and complicated and can lead you to then hurt other people. And in mental health, we call that re-traumatizing. So therefore, not only have you been traumatized, but you're able to go out and traumatize other people. Have you ever felt that experience in terms of what that means to be hurt and then hurt other people without a second thought?
Of course, I could barely, I I consider myself to be decent with women. Like I'm good. I could date, I have fun with them. But as far as maintaining longevity relationship with a woman, I can't, because some part of my past, some part about my condition and the way I live my life does not sit well, because they don't understand. They don't understand how I could have a nice job. I could be nice, good with the kids. I'm nice. We go out. We do all these different things. But once something triggers me, everything else is dark.
And you've been to a mental health professional. You've seen a psychiatrist.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen a therapist. What did they diagnose you with?
I got diagnosed once with paranoid schizophrenic, and then manic depressive bipolar. But then I met David Grand through Terry Williams, my mentor, and he told me that I got misdiagnosed and I was actually post-traumatic stress syndrome.
And what is post-traumatic stress syndrome?
It's when pretty much I've been through some traumatic events that I kind of like can't let go. It kind of like replays over and over again, and it alters the way I move and the way I live because of it.
And as a result, how do you move through life?
Makes you not too trustworthy, or it makes you.
Do you have flashbacks? Do you have nightmares?
No, I don't catch nightmares. I stopped having dreams a long time ago, but I get day terrors where things that I've done or things that I foresee happening to me, they happen while I'm crossing the street or while I'm talking to you. Like right now, I'm talking to you, having a conversation with you, but I'm thinking about my homeboy Hood who took his life a couple years back in 2008, I believe.
Hold that thought for a second, because we're going to come right back with the remix, and I want you to tell our listening audience how someone who's come through your struggle is actually able to change their story to help others heal their story. Stay tuned more for the remix.